Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to team meeting number 70. Yeah, we've been having some confusion when team meeting 70 was. We had it 3 weeks ago. Last week we were going to have it, and so we're going to have it this week because we can't just miss team meeting 70. Rob?
Yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about changes that we're making in Woodblock. First off, we're going to make Woodblock more of a year-round event with different interviews and posts that our team's going to be creating. In fact, I've scheduled an interview for next week with a faculty member, a potential faculty member who lives in Argentina, who will be talking about higher education in Latin America, and also the different needs that students in the Southern Cone, so that's Argentina, Chile, and Brazil, what they need in terms and what they're looking for in terms of classes and educational opportunities. So that's going out, a little description of that's going to go out in an August update that you should receive in the next couple of days. So keep your eyes posted on your email messaging boxes. Second thing is had a meeting with Burlington College last week with the president. This is after Woodblock, and everything's proceeding according to plan in terms of being able to offer courses both to their undergraduates and then for them to for Burlington College also to for Oplerno and Burlington College to work on an online presence together, we should have some more formal announcements coming up in the next couple of weeks, but their students arrive back in late August, early September, and we'll have a listing of classes that are going to be available to their undergraduates online. So if you're a faculty member and you haven't completed a course yet, please make sure you do, because this is a great opportunity for you to get in on the ground floor of marketing to an entire campus and to marketing to an entire campus and filling some courses and course sections. Finally, also, I'd like to announce, Bruce Johnson is joining us in terms of marketing in a faculty support position. He's got extensive experience in online education, and we're really happy to have him aboard. He's been busy working the social networks, and also, we're going to be formally, we'll have him at the team meeting probably next week, although, that might not fit into his schedule. As you know, at Oplerno, we try to be really flexible with people in terms of their work schedules, their personal lives, and so team meetings, we try to have everybody together, but that may not happen all the time. Do you guys have anything you want to add in terms of announcements?
I can do courses upcoming.
Before we hit the courses, what about you, Daniel?
No, I have nothing to announce at the moment. I'm very busy with doing some updates and some tests. Do have a half an announcement. We've been having a discussion online about slave labor, and that we have about the interns. Somebody got fired for calling interns slave labor, which is possibly what they are for some people. For many people, and we have a new intern who is not slave labor. He is working for working for us and getting an education. So not paying him, but I thought that was good. If you're having somebody who's working for you, you should give them something in return. I think that's very important.
You can follow that controversy. A faculty member, what Daniel's making reference to is a faculty member, an adjunct faculty member at NYU was fired for referencing the word slave labor in a job announcement. As they were looking for interns, you can click on the link. Tone is really, really important. We all screw up with our language at at times. I myself have had to apologize for some comments that were tone deaf at particular points in my professional career and also personally. I do put my foot in my mouth sometimes frequently. What we have to really recognize is that everybody does this. Everybody makes mistakes with language, and as long as you admit the mistake and you apologize for it, and that it isn't a pattern of abuse, you really need to. You don't fire people over it. You educate people, unless it's a pattern of abuse. And so, we don't know the whole thing with the controversy over the adjunct at NYU, but you can take a look at the faculty member's perspective and kind of decide for yourself. Regardless, it is very sad when people. Yeah, it's a very sad event. So, on a happier note, why don't we go and we talk about the courses that are coming up? And Dan, can you take it away?
So we have Introduction to Business coming up. This is going to be just your standard business introduction course. It is it starts in 2 days by one of our outstanding professors, Professor Claretta Pam, and it's, like I said, introduction to the contemporary business world, business of managing people and organizations, marketing principles, managing info, financial issues that might come up in business. This course, of course, is available you can check out the description and 12-week layout in the syllabus on enroll.oplerno.com. A couple other courses from our own Dr. Johnson, honing his expertise in distance learning and online teaching strategies. There are 2 courses coming up on September 2nd, Advanced Online Teaching Strategies by Dr. J, and Taking the Distance Out of Distance Learning as well. The second course is a unique course and based upon Dr. J's PhD dissertation. It's going to be the study of distance learning and the application of appreciative inquiry. And the Advanced Online Teaching Strategies course is going to be more of a professional development course to help online instruction and course development. And it'll also give you some pedagogical approaches with online teaching practices for instructors who have experience with the facilitation of online classes. And it'll cover from a beginner to an advanced role. Professor Ken Chung is offering a critical thinking course in Introduction to Reasoning, and essentially what this course will embody is the skills and approaches to how to critically reflect on our beliefs, both old and new. It'll introduce students to critical thinking, and which is where we all learn how to examine our beliefs. And so critical thinking starts September 7th, and finally 2 others, Principles of Geology, which would likely satisfy a physical science requirement for a general ed aspect of an academic major. Doesn't have a lab, of course, since it is online, but this will be the essentially intro to Earth in a lot of ways, understanding the processes that shape Earth, materials that comprise the Earth, and how they affect us. They'll cover everything from plate tectonics, minerals, rocks, volcanoes, weathering, mass wasting, earthquakes, and the list goes on. So Principles of Geology starts September 13th, and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict by Professor Ferraro will begin September 14th. That Professor Ferraro has created a great intro video. It's about 5 minutes long to help give you an understanding of what the course will cover and why it's relevant and what you might get from it. And this is actually a good segue for Daniel to sort of open the curtain a little bit on something he's been working on, which are landing pages for courses that can help in faculty marketing efforts.
Shut microphone up. Yeah, 'cause technology, you know. I've been working with a number of our faculty members to build to create course pages for their courses. And I'm just getting the landing page in front of me now. The landing pages for courses, so they can actually, when people are visiting or browsing over the internet, they're looking for certain things, and they might sometimes be looking for basically seeing directly what the payoff is. What am I going to get in return for following this or following this course? Whether it's they see a course by say Dr. Ferrero, their introduction to, or is it the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, or it's a course by a philosophy course. Just getting the dry material or reading the dry syllabus perhaps doesn't completely fill in what the course is about. So what I'm doing with a number of these faculty members, or for a number of these faculty members, is actually creating a course example or a landing page example, so that they can actually see so we can actually test out different ways that we can display courses or show courses to potential students or to their students. Yes, I'm sure I'm messing the whole explanation up, but. So I'm trying. At the same time, of course, I'm trying to get myself the links which are not working for some reason. Okay.
We will have them for you next week. We'll show them to you next week, or we'll send out a message where you can check them out.
Yeah,
yeah, because I saw them a couple of days ago, and they look beautiful. It's just a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah. And I tweeted them out only this morning too, so but I'm not understanding why I can't see them, why they're not getting there. Okay, never mind. Anyway, next week. But that is a very important point, because of course this goes back to, I think we mentioned it last week, well, of course not, 2 weeks ago, just before Woodblock. That Dan was busy with his form, which we can with a questionnaire, and of course this is these landing pages are exactly the results of what we're trying to do with this questionnaire. So we get you to fill in information, some things about testimonials, some other information, and some other information, so we can actually create a course page for you. Ah, yes, it's finally loading. So I can show you now. So this is an example for. Yeah. So this is an example for Dr. Ferreira's course. His course is the Palestinian or the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. If you can see, if you're seeing that, are you seeing that?
Yep.
Okay, good. So this is basically the idea. You have a page which actually just tells you all the information. If they know when the session is coming, and purely as an alternative to our own faculty member pages. Of course, we have some information about some testimonials from students or from people who've worked with Oplerno. Some basic questions answered. This is the basic idea of what we can do in addition to whatever courses that you're already creating, or courses that you're already of course pages that we're already doing. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's excellent. Yeah, we're constantly trying to change and iterate off of things that we think work, things that we know that need improvement. And that's all part of building up Oplerno. Anything else that you guys want to go over?
I think we're good.
Okay, so then that's the public part of our meeting, and then we'll go to our private session. Please tune in next week for an update, but most importantly, please check out oplerno.com /woodblock, We've posted all of the sessions that we had last week, and you can view those on YouTube. And of course, if you have any questions directed at the participants, you can send them to us at questions@oplerno.com, and we'll forward them, and you'll get a response. And so take a look at it. There's lots of really great content there from from a great group of people. It was really fun talking with them. So that's about it. So we'll see you guys online, and we'll see you next week.
See you online.